just doing this thing here. I'm just attempting this thing here. I'm just attempting this thing here. Stu, give me a second. Okay, let's see. Third time's a charm. Well, what an interesting few days it has been, I'm sure, for everyone. And for me, it hasn't ended, of course, because every day has some interesting things in it. However, I got a notice this morning from these lovely people. I think it's from these lovely people on this particular social media platform that I'm actually recording from, that there has been some issue. And so I have to contact them and find out exactly what that means. And if I disappear, if for some reason they say, no, we can't support that, I just wanted you to know off the start of this video that I have a website. It's called abbyhagyard.com, and I'm fixing it at the moment, so it's a bit glitchy and weird and so on. But if you can't find me on social media, you go to my website, abbyhagyard.com, scroll down to the bottom of the page, and there's a contact form, and you can contact me and say, hey, where are you? What are you doing? And we can stay in touch that way. Okay. You can also find me on YouTube, of course, and you can find me on LinkedIn. But in case this just somehow doesn't work, and I'm sure it's just one of those small glitchy things that has to be fixed, I didn't want you to think I had abandoned you to all your own devices without, at least saying goodbye. So I want to talk about this thing we do, this crazy thing we do. It's a stalling tactic. And we don't realize it because it doesn't feel like it. And that's the sneaky thing about stealth stalling tactics, is that we're not entirely aware. Excuse me. Just there we go. We're not entirely aware that we're up to it. So the title of the episode today, episode 277, is can, could, should, would, will. What's up with that? And what those words are delaying tactics. Instead of saying, I'm doing this, instead of saying, if somebody says, would you take care of this? Instead of saying, I can, you say, I'm on it. Yes, absolutely. If you say, I can, it doesn't mean you're going to. It means that you're capable of it. It's still a philosophical discussion that may or may not come to fruition, much like many signage people I see putting their work on highways. It doesn't necessarily mean that this is actually the turnoff. It could at some point be a turnoff, were we ever to have a discussion about the merits of same. So can is, I can do that. Doesn't mean I'll do it. It means I'm able. I may is another one I didn't put on the list, but I only have so much room on the thing. So I may do it. Doesn't mean I will do it. It means it's a possibility. So the answer to the question, I want to leave this in your hands. Can I leave this in your hands? Will you do this? The answer is yes. No, I'm on it right away. In a few minutes. I have to check something first. It's my next thing on the list. If we take away the words that get in the way of commitment, and I know everybody, oh, commitment, oh, yeah. If we take away the words that get in the way of commitment, if we stop stalling, we are investing in the single most important and valuable person in our lives, which is us, because we are the ones who carry us, I mean, we're all here on the inside of our little body in person and thing, but we carry us, we bring us, we fetch us, we look after us, we, cheer us on. And nobody else does that 24/7. It's us. We're on call. So if we are on call, and we are, then it doesn't actually serve us to push things off until later. I mean, I know I talk about the later folder. I talk about the later folder for the exact opposite reason that I'm discussing now. So that's a very good thing we want to make sure we stay on top of here. We have an opportunity every day to say, I'm in or thanks, but no. Every day, every single day, every minute of every day, awake and asleep. I'm in, or thanks, but no. Okay. If we say I'm in, and we have to qualify that because we have said yes to several things, then it's helpful to us and helpful to everybody else to say, I have 6 things in the line, 6 things in the queue. So your business is very important to us. Please stay on the line. And I won't sing. If you say, I've already committed to 6 things, I will commit to you as number 7. Probably as early as I can, let's say by mid-afternoon. Now, what that does is that takes away all the ambiguity. It tells people exactly what you're doing, exactly why it's taking time, exactly how you are monitoring it, and pretty much as exact as you possibly have the power to be when they can expect to see some action. And that's all that matters. That's all that matters. And if in the midst of taking care of the previous 6, there's a glitch, then it's helpful to take just the 10 or 15 seconds to say, number 3 is taking longer than expected. I'll be in touch. I'll keep you posted. Again, I''LL is will, and that is one of the stalling tactics. So you could say, this is me keeping you posted. You see, it's awkward to rethink the way we say things. It's awkward because we got used to the other way. It's a habit now. We don't have to think about it. We just do it, and it just works. And so we're comfortable with that. What we're not paying attention to is the fact that we are delaying everything. We're delaying our promise. We're delaying our follow through. We're delaying our commitment. And I left the best to the last. We are delaying our joy in the having and the doing and the being. We are stalling, and the person who pays the most first, last, is us. And the reason I wanted to explain this in this way is we're here now. We're here now. Something could happen. My connection with social media could hit a wall. My ability to be found, to reach out to you, is vulnerable, is fragile. Do I have a backup for all these people I've made friends with? No, I don't. That just occurred to me this morning. I don't have the second way to reach you. However, if you reach out to me on my website and you leave your email address, then we will still have that ability to connect with each other. And I hope you do. I hope you do. Because we've become friends. We've become people who share ideas and short laughs and small moments when we take a breather in the middle of things. There you are. I look forward to your posts. I love your comments on these videos. I always love seeing you at the live events when you say, so Facebook yesterday, and we both laugh or we both roll our eyes. It's a way we are connecting. It's one of the many, many ways that we are connecting. What kind of a lunatic am I to delay the enjoyment of that? How does that make any sense? I remember when I was a little kid, and my dad would say, "Okay, ready? Yeah, I'm not sure." And I remember when I was learning to write creatively, and one of my best mentors ever said, "Okay, write it and then delete the first 3 sentences." I delete the first 3 sentences. That's the opening. No, it isn't. No, the first three sentences are you getting ready for the opening. Are you being nervous? Are you stalling? It's you backstage clearing your throat, wishing you'd chosen another career. Delete the first three sentences. After you've written the first page, go back and just blank delete. Don't read them. Delete. Start over. What you mean start with sentence 4? No, just delete the first three. Carry on, go back, do stuff. But then come back and look at it. And a new first sentence will occur to you. And it'll be short and it'll be sharp and it'll be meaningful and it will make all the difference. Every time. Works every time. Well, can I at least save them? Sure you can. Sure you can. If you want to be that way about it, sure you can. It's your stuff. However, if you want it to start with oomph, with push, with power, with positivity, with right in the middle of it, delete the first three sentences. Take a breath. Go all in. So that was my writing coach. My dad was the one who said, when the boat is leaving the dock, you have three choices. Get in, stay out, swim. That's it. And by the way, the water's cold. And you may want to get out. You may want to stay on the dock. You may want to rethink your options. Fair enough. Once the boat leaves the dock, it won't be back for a while. It may not be back. Your call. And those are kind of scary lessons. They feel big, don't they? They feel large. What if I don't like it? Well, if you don't like it, you've learned a very important lesson. You won't do it again. I've often cooked something and said, ooh, that looks really good. And then I've tasted it and said, looks can be deceiving. Other times I've made something thinking, that doesn't look right. I've tasted it and thought, but it's not bad. I can just blindfold myself and look away, look away. The thing that is so important to all of us is this feeling we have that nobody's listening. The feeling we have that nobody really is paying attention. That somehow we were important and something's changed. We did matter. We could see it in people's faces. They smiled when they saw us. They made mock horror faces. Oh no! And they're not doing that anymore. And it's scary. It feels lonely. It feels somehow, I must have been sick the day they gave out the test. And what we're really seeing, and this is important, what we're really seeing is what they see and what they think when they look at us. We lead by example. If we're not connecting, if we're not saying, yes, absolutely, I have 3 things I have to do. 3 things I have to do. I have 3 things I have to do. Yours is not less important. It's that I already promised the other 3. So let me take care of these things. As opposed to, oh, I can. Yeah, so of course I will. Sure, absolutely. Yeah. You know what? We really should talk. None of that means that we're going to. None of that means that you matter to me so much, I'm committing to you. It means maybe. Nah. It means there's got to be something else I could do instead first. It's like those teenagers who call up all their friends and ask them what they're doing. All of them. So what's up? What's going on? And they say, oh, okay, oh, all right, catch you later. And then they go away and they weigh their options and pick the one that sounds like the most fun. I worked with a young man who used to do that. And I said one time, okay, why do you keep asking me what's going on? What's up? And then I don't hear from you. Oh, well, I kind of ask everybody and then I pick. And I said, so when I don't hear from you, I didn't get chosen? No, it's not that. It's just that I can't, okay. I understand, but I'm not a restaurant. I'm not a menu. I have feelings too. And this is what we're forgetting. I was reading a post and I commented on it the other day, and I thought it was important. I thought it was important. That's why I took the time to comment on it, because he hadn't reached out to me specifically, but it was a powerful thing. And what it said was what he wanted most in the world, what he desperately wanted, was to feel fully understood, fully heard, fully seen. And I said, fully means complete, means perfection, and we are human. That's the first thing. You're asking perfection of people who may be overwhelmed. And the second is, we lead by example. Are you taking the time and putting in the effort to fully hear and see and listen to them? Because it is a two-way street. Now, I didn't hear back from the guy who posted it, but I did get a lot of thumbs up and heart notices that people had read it. And this is the thing we forget. When we are hurt, when we are lost, when we are scared, when we feel alone, when we feel confused and overwhelmed, and boy, oh boy, there are so many good reasons to go there. There are so many. It's easy to focus on us. It's a survival mechanism. You know, if you're walking in the woods with flimsy shoes on, and I'm not necessarily referring to anyone I know personally, you understand? And you accidentally step on something pointed, and your flimsy shoe is of no use at all except to be decorative, and you say, ow, okay, oops. Is that a terrible thing that happened? Sure it is. Ow. Is it an important thing that happened? Yes. What's the importance of it? Well, maybe don't wear frivolous shoes in the woods. Maybe pay attention. Maybe commit to the point of the exercise. And the point of the exercise is, if you're going to go in the woods, wear woods stuff. If you're going to go to a fancy dress, wear fancy dress stuff. If you want to buy in, you can't keep one foot on the dock. There is no halfway. Hedging bets only works at the gambling table. It doesn't work in real life because it leaves people stranded. So when we are feeling lost and alone and confused and exhausted and overwhelmed and unhappy, it's because we can't figure out where we are. We feel like the rudder fell off the boat. We feel like somebody forgot to put fuel in the motor. The oar broke. The sail isn't of any use because it's no wind. We feel stranded, and that's terrifying. And so our survival mechanism kicks in, and the first thing we do is protect ourselves against whatever that might be. We do it all the time, and we do it without thinking. And because we do it without thinking, it becomes our survival mechanism and our habit of coping in the face of change. Stalling, distancing, delaying tactics. Coping, waiting to see, waiting to test the wind, listening for a rustle in the trees. It's all that. It's also not showing up. It's also not being in it for the sake of being in it. I was talking to Carol the other day, and we were talking about the lobby of this amazing building I am so blessed to be living in. And she said, it's always interesting in the lobby of your building when somebody comes in, we're on our way in or out. She said, somebody comes in, and she says, I kind of take a step back to watch the moment when you have chosen how you're going to engage. So I never ignore people. I never ignore people because I don't like being ignored. I at least say, hi, how's the weather? Is it okay? What? Oh, yeah, yeah, it's a bit sticky. Okay. Thanks. Have a great day. Sometimes that's it. If I actually have seen them before, I smile differently. How's it going? Did your car get caught when they were painting the lines in the garage? No. Good. Good. And they say, yeah. Why do I do that? Because I don't know when I'll be back. And I don't know when they'll be back. And this might be the one chance that I have to make a connection. So I make it. In that moment, I'm all in. I don't say to a total stranger in the lobby of my building, I could talk to you if I felt like it at some point in time. Can you imagine? What? I could. I might. Okay. You see how silly it sounds when I can take it to its ultimate? So this is the exercise to launch into our week. Because I've been watching some stuff and it's unsettling. I can does not mean I am. It means I have I have the capacity. I have the capability. It doesn't necessarily mean that I have the willingness. It is not, however, a statement of purpose, action, and commitment. It is conditional. I could is future conditional. I should is guilt. I would is even more conditional because would is followed by if only. And will, as opposed to it is my will. I will do it. Again, is future tense. So if we take all of those words out of what we're saying, if we get rid of that habit, there's a couple of habit things that we are using that we get into, uh, uh, like like LOL, says nothing, it's filler. Like LOL are cheese doodles. They're orange colored, chemical flavored styrofoam in bite size. That leave powder on your clothes and taste metallic. Uh, um, like LOL is the same as can, could, should, would, will. If you need a reminder, write it down. Put it in your later folder. And when you look at it later at night, tonight, and you say, ooh, how many times did I do that today? If you catch yourself, keep a post-it somewhere. If you catch yourself doing it, make a mark. Notches on the post-it. Can, could, should, would, will are keeping you from the best moments of your life. If somebody did that to you, if somebody imposed that on you, how upset would you be? Who do they think they are? What gives them the right to do that? I showed up, I'm here. Why did they do that? If they weren't coming, why didn't they say, I'm not coming? Why did they say I can meet you at? Why, why did they do that? Because they weren't thinking about you. They were thinking about them. And they were thinking that it buys them time to decide. The thing is, once we get in the habit of buying ourselves time to decide, we get addicted to the buying. We run out of time, we think, to be the doing and do the being and have the having and learn the learning and live the living. And we all do it. We all do it without thinking. I'm guilty of it, which is why I'm talking about it. I heard myself do it the other day and I thought, what are you doing? I'm here now. And that's the way we want it to be. We want to be here now. Now, I haven't seen any posts here, any comments here, and I don't know if my inability to see the comments here on the Facebook platform is a result of the email that I received. If it is, I'm going to be looking into it right after the video today. I want to make sure to correct whatever this is. And before I go, I want to remind you that how I talked about this at the very beginning was, if there is a glitch, my website is abbyhagyard.com. And there is a contact form on that page. If the other stuff looks a bit wonky, it's because it's a work in progress. I'm updating and restating and repositioning everything because I'm launching Pivotry and a couple of other things. So it needed a new paint job, and that's what I'm giving it. All right. So I'm gonna pack it in a little early today. I know you're going to be surprised. What happened? What happened? And what happened is I'm very concerned about this social media email, and I want to take care of it as quickly as I can. I didn't want to delay you. I don't delay you if it's at all possible. And as you know, this is episode 277. I've kept a pretty good promise, and I intend to keep doing it. I am doing it. And so I am back on Thursday, 10 a.m. God's willing and the creek don't rise. If I'm not here, I'm on YouTube. If I'm not on YouTube, I'm on LinkedIn. And you will be able to find me. And we will stay in touch because you know what? We're friends. And that's what friends do. They don't stall. They lean in. Okay? So that's it for today. Early, I know, my gosh. It's, wow. It's only half an hour. You know the drill, right? Be good to you. Be good to you now. Because you deserve it. And hug your loved ones. They deserve it too. And I appreciate you. I appreciate your visits. I appreciate the watching. I appreciate the comments. I appreciate every aspect of your participation in this lovely journey that we are on together. It means the world to me. Thanks for watching.